Hi, David. The mood is what you would expect. These players lost their coach, someone that they all came to play for. They came to Texas Tech to play for Candy Whitaker. And so, I think the players have responded as best as you would expect. I was very proud of their ability to compartmentalize yesterday in practice. We had pretty good practice. The energy was pretty good. I attribute our leadership, our seniors, to that. But, it's a little somber. But we also understand that that's the nature of this business, and we talk to the players about that. There are many things in life that you cannot control, but your attitude, your effort, your energy, you can control those things, and so that's what we're trying to focus on moving forward.
Coach Don Williams with the Lubbock Avalanche Journal. To what extent can you make changes, considering you're midway through the season, to bring about improvement, or do you feel like it's more a case of just trying to continue to work on things that the girls have been working on?
Well, 16 games, that's a lot of time. And I think the biggest area in which we're going to focus on moving forward is we're going to play harder as a team, play as hard as we possibly can. I don't think it makes a lot of sense to try to change things up, put in new systems, things like that. These players, we've been working on systematic schemes since September, but we can control our effort and our energy and our attitude, and we can play harder, and we will do that.
Coach Jeff McGuire with Double T 97.3. What was your conversation with Kirby like yesterday, and then how did yesterday's practice go after the news broke?
Kirby was great. Kirby and Judy, they were great. They were very professional. They were very matter of fact. They asked me if I would assume this new role, and I did because it was the absolute right thing to do. It's not about me. It's about this program and these young women and giving them the best possible experience that we can. Kirby addressed the team yesterday. The players were, they were caught off guard. They were shocked. But like I said earlier, they were professionals in how they went out and approached practice, and I'm really proud of them and how they've been able to handle this the last 24 hours.
Now that we have kind of turned the page on this, you guys have to get ready for Kansas very quickly. What do you expect to see from the Jayhawks tomorrow night?
Well, they run dribble drive. They're very aggressive and trying to get to the rim. So we have to defend that. We'll prepare for that. They have a very, very good score. She's one of the top scorers in the Big 12. It's very versatile. Hit a big-time shot against Iowa State to put them into overtime. So, but really the focus isn't really KU. The focus is us at this point. And I know that you're probably already sick of me saying this, but we're going to control the controllables. That's what we're going to do. That's our game plan. Our attitude, our effort, and our energy.
Coach, a message for the fans in terms of what you would like them to see from your team as you guys move forward?
To the fans and alum, and a few have already reached out to me in the last 24 hours, and I'm really appreciative of that. What I would like to say is please continue to support this program. These young women are going to work hard, and I think you will see that on the floor. They will have a renewed energy and investment in what they're doing, and so continue to support us, and we really appreciate it.
And then going back to KU, Kopatich and Lyons posed the biggest problems. They haven't really shot a whole lot from the outside. They kind of pounded inside too, much like your group has been doing. Is this a function of the game in terms of maybe who can not turn the ball over the most and get the most rebounds and maybe the second chance points?
Well, you didn't watch their Iowa State game. They shot 35 threes against Iowa State.
I missed that. Sorry.
Yeah. I didn't. I watched that. So they shot 35 threes against Iowa State. So where they're getting their paint touches, we have genuine, legit back-to-basket skilled post players. They're scoring their paints through dribble penetration, through dribble drive. So it's a little bit different. It's a little misleading. Yeah, we both score a lot in the paint, but in very different ways. So they have to stop us, and they have to spend just as much time focusing on us as we do on them.
You guys are short one person on the staff right now. I realize that this has been a 24-hour, very busy period for you. Initial plans for that position, are you guys going to be one short? Are you looking to fill that at this point? What's your plan at this?
My plan is to get through this day, and then tomorrow when I wake up, my goal is to get through that day. And this staff that Coach Whitaker has put together is really outstanding. Swoop's being elevated the last couple weeks. She's just natural coach, and the players have just really gravitated towards her. So it's really teamwork makes the dream work in this situation. So everyone is pitching in, everyone's doing a little bit more. If we feel moving forward that we need to hire someone full time in that position, then we'll do that. Dr. Henry and Kirby have already said that's an option. But right now we're just going to work with what we have and just try to be the best that we can be today, and then keep moving forward one day at a time.
You said you weren't going to change much, but how do you have to change individually? I'm seeing you at practice. You're, I don't want to say rah-rah, but you get into it at practice. How do you temper yourself, I guess, as a head coach? Is there anything you do differently on the bench?
Did Bobby Knight temper himself? So I still can't be rah-rah as a head coach. I think I can, and I was when I was the head coach for 7 years at St. Louis University. I am who I am. I can't change. I can't be something that I'm not. So the same person that I was in 2017, that's going to be the same person that I am in 2018. I have a different role, but I am who I am, and I'm very rah-rah.
Coach, what do you feel like you maybe learned in those 7 years at St. Louis that possibly that you can apply to this situation? Now, in other words, I assume that since you've been a head coach for 7 years, that eases some of the maybe anxiety that a first-time head coach might have. You're not in that situation.
No, I'm still pretty anxious, but are you ready for this? This is what I've learned, to control the controllables. That's what I learned. And you get caught up sometimes as a head coach focusing on so many things that you really don't have any control over. And at the end of the day, it comes down to controlling the things that you can control. I also learned a lot of what not to do, but, so it sounds really redundant, but we're just really trying to win each day here in this program and get these kids to play hard and to be better 2 months from now than we were today.
Coach, who are your biggest influences?
The biggest influences in my life is obviously my mother. She's an amazing woman. She raised 8 kids, only 3 of whom she actually gave birth to. Assembly line in Flint, Michigan. That's where I get my work ethic, my humility, just my even-keeled spirit. But there's been lots of coaching influences in my life, starting right here in this athletic department and this university with Marcia Sharp. I've always looked up to Marcia Sharp. I watched Cheryl Swoops play when I was in college. I went to go and watch her play because she was playing in the same tournament as me, and in awe of her. I had Cheryl Swoops' shoes, and I'm not embarrassed to admit that. Lots of influences in my life, but I am who I am at my core because of my mother.
So that you mentioned that you said your mother raised 8 children and only 3 that she gave birth to? So
Correct.
grandkids.
Grandkids.
Grandkids, okay.
Yeah. She's an angel. She's a good woman.